You okay?
No, I on the beer. No,
It's
I
8.
on beer.
Um,
Who is that?
it's a ghost. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another beer review from Dad's Review Beer. I'm Brandon, your host. Today we're going to be talking about a beer from Wellington Breweries. Faces double IPA with Citra and Mosaic hops. First thing I want to do is just talk about the brewery a little bit. Wellington is from Guelph, Ontario, which is very close to where I'm currently from. There's a lot of breweries around here now, and it's really pretty exciting. I just picked up a 6-pack from a place really close to where I went to university. So Wellington Brewery is on their website. It says that they're Canada's oldest independently owned microbrewery. I know that Moosehead touts to be Canada's oldest independent brewery, but it's, I guess, not a microbrewery. Wellington opened in 1985. They've been craft brewing and producing traditional styles, and also experimenting with one-off Welly series. They believe in being a very active member of the community and supporting events and charitable causes, and I think that's why I like trying these microbreweries and this type of stuff, is because of how much they mean to the communities and how much the communities mean to them. They were founded in 85, I mentioned that, and they were doing English-style real ale, so also known as cask-conditioned beer. That just means that there's not CO2 pumped into the beer after the fact. It's actually carbonated naturally, and in this case, in casks. So when the founder retired in the year 2000, lots of changes happened. They started focusing bringing the business to bars and restaurants, and they brought on an experienced sales team to bringing these beers all across Ontario. And they also introduced the iconic Wellington boot tap handle. If you've ever been to a pub or a restaurant with the Welly boot tap handle, then you know exactly what we're talking about. In 2007, they installed a canning line, making them one of Ontario's first craft breweries to introduce the 473ml can to the LCBO, which this is one of. And on the 25th anniversary, they started their Welly one-off series, a rotating series of small batch specialty beers. I would go to their website, read the whole story. It's really quite interesting. Again, it's just from Guelph. It's just down the street. I had to travel to Guelph all year one year because the Ticats were playing there, and it's a great little town. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the beer itself. So this is Faces Double IPA with Citra and Mosaic hops. I really dig the can. It's mostly pink with some green highlights. And there are literally faces, which look like they're being shattered. And there's almost like a cosmic feel to it. It actually reminds me of, I don't know if anybody's seen the new series Star Trek Picard, but during the beginning of it, there's actually a broken fragment of his face that's installed, and that's actually very similar to what's going on the can here. I'm digging it. I'm a big fan of pink. So that is what the can is. It is a really big beer, 8.5% ABV. So that's, quite a large beer. 80 IBU, so pretty bitter. So if you're not in one of the types of people that enjoys a very bitter beer, this may not be for you. Right on the can it says, Faces Double IPA is out of this world, floating on clouds of juicy citrus, grapefruit, and mango hop flavors with loads of Mosaic and Citra hops. This enticing double IPA has a creamy malt profile with a punch of juicy hops on the finish. So I really dig juicy citrus beers, so I'm really hoping I enjoy this. It suggests on the can, I love this, a tulip-style glass. I don't have one of those currently. It has the serving temperature, suggested serving temperatures, and it also, it's got a Canadian Brewing Award silver in 2019. Well, without further ado, also on the side, ingredients: water, malted barley, malted wheat, oats, hops, yeast. Let's dig in, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yep, very citrusy. Smelling it for the first time. See if I can figure out how to pour beer. It's very yellow. I think the last beer I reviewed was a lot more orange.
Gone on too, Willie.
It's a little bit more yellow.
It was in yellow. It was in yellow.
So you can see through it a lot more than the last beer that I reviewed. Still cloudy. Still can't see through it. Pretty decent head. It's been staying there for quite a bit. Little malty, but you can definitely feel the citrus to it. Very grapefruity. That seems to be one of the big citrus flavors of a lot of IPAs now. Well, let's give her a go. Cheers. Oh, that is excellent.
What it tastes like?
It tastes like beer.
Oh.
Really citrusy. It's 8.5%, but I'm not really getting punched with a lot of booziness. I can taste the booze, but it's not over the top. The bitterness isn't overwhelming. It's really enjoyable. I could probably drink a few of these before I'd have to switch to something a little lighter. If anybody's ever seen any of my reviews before, they know that I gave Bone Shaker a 10 out of 10, and that is a really big deal. That is the beer that I kind of base the rest of my IPA styles on. But I'm going to have to say that this is pretty close. I want to give this guy a 9.2. I would definitely drink a ton of these. I really hope it's one of their signature beers, one of the ones that they keep producing, because it's excellent. Not something I would recommend for someone that quote-unquote doesn't like beer or just getting into it. But the juiciness and the citrusiness is something that I really dig. Whoa! Come here! Is that good? Normally, as you know, water, barley, yeast, and water. Water, barley, yeast, and hops.
Go Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers.